Welcome back. How you guys doing? Let's do a check-in. How are you guys really doing? I know that last podcast episode was very interesting. I know you learned a lot from it. How did it go? What was the one boundary that you've been avoiding? Did you write it down? Did you state it clearly? Were you calm? Did you do it without apology? Let me know in the comments. Send me an email. But I'm very curious. How did that go? So on today's podcast, we're going to talk about the art of conflict prevention. How can we prevent them before they happen? That's what we're going to talk about in this podcast. I want to have fun in this podcast, guys, because I think I've been very serious in the last couple podcast episodes, but I want to have a little bit of fun if that's all right with you. So let's get right into it. All right. Most men, they only deal with conflict after it explodes. So it's very reactive. You don't want to be reactive. You want to be active. All right. So let's talk about your expectations, right? You want to have clear expectations. And a huge chunk of relationship conflict comes from unspoken expectations. If you have expectations, but you don't say anything, they're not going to get met and you're going to resent your woman. But let me break it down a little bit more for you. So if you expect her to help with the bills, right? But you never said out loud, hey, I want you to help me with the bills. You can't be shocked when it becomes a fight because especially when it comes with bills, finances is a big deal. But especially when it comes to bills, you can't be shocked if it turns into a conflict or a fight when you never said anything. You got to prevent it by talking about it early. And this is specifically for if you haven't got married yet, but you're thinking about getting married or you're starting a relationship and you see it becoming serious. You want to talk about that with her. Talk about it early. And you may be the guy that you have that type of rule in your household. Maybe like Sundays, for example. Maybe Sundays is Sunday football. You want to relax. You want to watch your game. And you don't have to worry about your woman disrespecting you or breaking that rule for Sunday because you already set the tone for that day. So the same way that your wife or your girlfriend or fiance, whatever, the same way she knows that, hey, Sundays, I leave Juan alone. I don't bother him. That's his game days. That's what it is. Do the same thing for other areas where you may have an expectation. Voice it to her. Let her know what's going on before it turns into explosion and an argument. Now, the next thing is you want to read the early warning signs. You want to read the red flags. And since conflicts rarely come out of nowhere, you can spot it in tone changes. Like if you've been around your woman long enough, you know how she changes her tone. Maybe she rolls her eyes. She has short replies or passive aggressive comments. And instead of ignoring these signs, address them when they're small. As soon as you see it, hey, I noticed you had a short response. Like, what's up? What's going on? And you can say, hey, something is bothering you. Let's talk before it gets big. And if she says nothing is bothering her, that's fine. At least you said something, you voiced something, and she's used to you voicing something instead of being quiet and not saying anything at all. What you can do is start a weekly check-in habit where every week you sit down with her for 15 minutes max, and talk about what's working, talk about what's not working, and don't get butthurt if she brings something up that you don't like or you find unfavorable. And the same thing with you, bring something up that isn't working for you or what is working, and be honest and open about it. And this actually has saved a lot of couples I've coached in the past months from World War III. Because when you put things on the table right then and there, instead of ignoring red flags or the warning signs, or putting things to the side, not even thinking it's a big deal until it explodes and becomes something bigger. When you talk about it constantly, that is what helps the relationship, because you always hear communication is a key. It's not necessarily like communicating your feelings or, communicating random things. It's about communicating the good and the bad when you're sitting down and you just want to talk. Hey, this week, what's working for us? What's not working for us? And when you have these conversations, it opens up the doors for you to understand her more. It opens up the doors for her to understand you more. And you have a better connection. You have a better connection, but you have to be able to communicate assertively and not be aggressive, not point fingers, not be passive aggressive, not insult. Just a normal conversation without getting butt hurt or getting into your emotions or feelings about it. And hey, if it's good, hey, move forward. If there's things you need to work on those things. This is something that is very beneficial to you. Even if things are going good for you, have those tough conversations during this time. When you both are just calm and normal, have these tough conversations about finances. Maybe you want to have it about intimacy, whatever it is that's bothering you or something that you want to see different or change, bring it up during these times. Understand that preventing conflict is less about luck and more about leadership. It's not random. All right. If you steer the ship, you avoid most storms. You have to be the leader. If you want to be the man in your relationship, if you want to be the king in your relationship, understand that heavy is the head that wears the crown. Meaning, when it's time to do man shit, you do man shit. When it's time to do king shit, you do king shit without complaining or folding or being aggressive or being passive or passive aggressive. It's about being that leader that keeps things cool, calm, and under control. Till next time, I'll see you on the next podcast, and you have an outstanding one.